Back with another set with the chapter's name Market Equilibrium for class 12th NCERT. So these are the questions we are going to be dealing with. Major focus will be on market equilibrium, what happens when there is a shift in demand or supply, and how the equilibrium is established, what happens when price of some substitute goods increases over the another good, or the price of complementary goods increases over another good. So we go. So very first question is explain what is market equilibrium and what is the situation of excess demand for a commodity in the market. Also, what is the situation of excess supply for a commodity in the market. So equilibrium, as we all know, is a kind of a balance, and it is defined as a situation where the plans of all consumers and firms in the market match and the market clears, meaning to say that the demand is equal to the supply. In equilibrium, the aggregate quantity that all firms wish to sell equals the quantity that all the consumers in the market wish to buy. In the other words, market supply equals market demand. The price at which equilibrium is reached is called equilibrium price, and the quantity bought or sold at this price is called equilibrium quantity. Therefore, it's P star, comma, Q star is an equilibrium only when Q, D here is demand, P star is the price, is equals to small q, S is the supply here, and P star is the price, meaning to say that demand is equal to the supply. Here P star or is denotes the equilibrium price, and QDP star and QSP star denotes the market demand and market supply of the commodity respectively at price P star. So here, as you can see in this diagram, here the demand curve, which is going downwards, is the DD demand curve, is cutting the SS supply curve at this point, which is the point of equilibrium. So if we draw two perpendiculars right from this point, because at this point demand is equal to the supply, which is the condition of equilibrium. If we draw perpendicular to the x-axis where the quantity is being shown, and so the equilibrium quantity will be OQ star, that is little visible here. And simultaneously, if we draw perpendicular to y-axis where the price has been shown, then the equilibrium price will be OP star. So that is the condition of equilibrium where the demand is equal to the supply, and so all the demand being raised by the consumer is met by the supplier, or the suppliers, or the consumers. Further, now what is the excess supply or excess demand condition? See, if at a price market supply is greater than market demand, that is a situation of the excess supply in the market at that particular price. And similarly, if market demand exceeds market supply at a particular price, it is said to be the excess demand situation in that market at that particular price. Therefore, equilibrium in a perfectly competitive market can be defined as zero excess demand, zero excess supply situation, meaning to say that there won't be any excess demand nor there would be any excess supply. So the demand is completely equal to the supply. That is the condition for equilibrium. Now the next question is, what will happen if the price prevailing in the market is above the equilibrium price or below the equilibrium price? Now we have understood what is equilibrium price. Now what happens when the price that is prevailing in the market goes above it or goes below it? So the first condition is when the equilibrium price, as we all know that it is the equilibrium price is the price at which market demand and market supply are equal to each other, because that is the condition of equilibrium. Now if the prevailing price is above the equilibrium price, demand will be less than the supply. There is excess supply in the market. Since the price has gone above the equilibrium price, so definitely that will affect the demand. So the demand will go down, and since the demand has gone down as compared to the supply, supply will get more than demand, and that will be the situation of excess supply in the market. Now this excess supply will force the market price to slide down, causing extension of demand and contraction of supply. The process of extension and contraction would continue till the equilibrium between supply and demand is struck. Thus, equilibrium price will be restored through the free play of market forces. Meaning to say that in any situation, the equilibrium will be restored. But if the prices are above the equilibrium price, demand will go down, and that will create a situation of excess supply that would lead to extension of demand. That would lead to a situation that will force the market price to slide down, and that would cause extension of demand and contraction of supply further. This will happen so as to restore the equilibrium position. Now when the price is below the equilibrium price, of course demand will be more, because prices has gone down, so demand will go up above, and so demand will be more than supply, causing a situation of excess demand at the market. Now this pressure of excess demand will cause a rise in market price. When the demand will increase, of course the market price will rise, and that will cause the contraction of demand further with the extension of supply. So the process of contraction and extension would continue again till the equilibrium between demand and supply is struck, and the equilibrium price will again be restored through the free play of market forces under the condition of perfect competition. This was question number 2. Now comes the question number 3, which says, explain how price is determined in a perfectly competitive market with fixed number of firms. Now in a perfectly competitive market, equilibrium occurs, as we already are being studying that equilibrium occurs where market demand is equals to the market supply. That we can see in the figure below. Equilibrium occurs at the intersection of the market demand curve DD and the market supply curve SS, with the corresponding equilibrium quantity as Q star and the equilibrium price is P star. Now at a price greater than P star, suppose here, there will be excess supply. And at a price below this P star, there will be excess demand. Suppose here, there will be excess demand. So this is what happens. This is how the price is actually being determined. The situation or the condition is where the demand shall be equal to the supply. So whenever there is excess supply or excess demand, the equilibrium is restored by the free play of market forces, like we have just studied in our last answer how that happens. Now there is an example to explain. See, this is another figure to show that here the SS denote market supply curve and DT denotes the market demand curve for a commodity. The market supply curve shows how much of the commodity firm would wish to supply at different prices, and the demand curve shows, which is DD here, it tells how much of commodity the consumer would be willing to purchase at different prices. Generally, an equilibrium is a point where the market supply curve intersect the market demand curve, because this is where the market demand equals market supply, which is point E here. Now if we want to express this whole figure in tabular form as a schedule, you can see the price of commodity has been taken in the first column, with market demand in second column and market supply in the third column. So now when the price of commodity is 5, suppose here the market demand is 100, the market supply is 20. Whereas at the next point, suppose it's 7, market demand is 80 and market supply is 40. Now in the next unit, when the price was 9, market demand is 60 and market supply is also 60. So this is somewhere this point here at point E. Here you can see the market demand is equals to the market supply, 60 units. This is the point here at point E. Further on, when the price increases and it goes to 11, market demand goes down and market supply increases. So this is the point somewhere here that you can see beyond the point E, where there's the situation of excess supply, because the supply here exceeds the demand. Demand has gone down because prices are gone up. Further, if the prices are further increased, demand will further go down and supply will further go up. So when the prices are 50, market demand has gone down to 20 and the market supply has gone up to 100. So with this, which is further here. So this condition is known as excess supply condition, whereas if we go below this point of equilibrium, where the prices are going down, you can observe that in that situation market demand will increase and market supply will go down. So that would be the condition of excess demand, because demand will be more than supply. So somehow by the free play of market forces, this point equilibrium is restored so as to attain a position of stability where the demand is equal to the supply and there is no excess supply or excess demand situation. So question number 4 is how are equilibrium price and quantity affected when income of consumer increases or decreases? So we'll take the first condition here. An increase of the buyer an increase in the income of the buyer will increase the purchasing power of the buyer. So definitely it will increase the demand. We are assuming here that we are dealing with normal goods only, because it might go something different in luxury goods or given inferior goods. So taking the normal goods into the consideration, we'll say that an increase in income will increase the demand at a given price. It will lead to an excess demand. This leads to competition among buyers, which raises the price. Now, with increase in price leads to rise in supply and fall in demand. See, first what happens? Income rises, that rises the demand, that rises the price. When the price rises, there will be a fall in demand. As a result, these changes continue till supply and demand becomes equal at new equilibrium price. There will be a new equilibrium position and simultaneously equilibrium price. As there is an increase in demand only, equilibrium price rises. There will be a position slightly above the older equilibrium position. Now what happens when the income decreases? So if the income of the buyer will decrease, that will lead to a reduction in the purchasing power of that buyer, and that will decrease the demand, again assuming normal goods here, at the given price. This reduction in demand will lead to excess supply situation. Again competition among seller will be there, and that would lead to a reduction in the price level. because supply has gone above the demand. Now fall in price will that will lead to decrease in supply and rise in demand again, because supply has gone below now because of fall in prices. So the producer has not been able to afford more of supply, so supply has gone down, so the demand will go up. These changes continue again till supply and demand becomes equal at new equilibrium price. So as you can see, I've highlighted decrease in demand that led to excess supply, further to competition among seller that reduces the price, and then that causes rise in demand. Further on, this play will lead to attainment of the new equilibrium price. As there is decrease in demand only, both equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity will fall, and this position will be attained slightly below the older or the original equilibrium position. Next question. Using supply and demand curve, show how an increase in the price of shoes affect the price of a pair of socks and the number of pairs of socks bought and sold. As we know that shoes and socks are being used together. They are complementary goods. So accordingly, demand for socks is expected to fall with the rise in price of shoes. Of course, because they are complementary goods and none of the good can be used individually without other. So if there will be an increase in the price of one, that would lead to the fall in demand of the other. Thus, demand curve for socks shifts backward. Now here you can see there is a diagram showing that. Here the original demand curve is D with here, somewhere here. Now since the price have gone up, demand curve has shifted backwards to D1. When demand curve shifts backward, the equilibrium price and quantity will be affected as shown here. So here D is the initial demand curve, as I've already told you. S is the supply curve related to socks. E is the initial equilibrium where supply and demand intersect each other and are equal. OP is the equilibrium price from here, this point. OP is the equilibrium price and OQ is the equilibrium quantity of socks. Now when the price of shoes increases, demand curve for socks will shift backwards because they are complementary goods. That is indicated by D1. Equilibrium price of a pair of socks fall from OP to OP1, and simultaneously equilibrium quantity, number of pairs of socks bought and sold, will fall from OQ to OQ1. Now there is a different situation in the next question where it says how will a change in price of coffee affect the equilibrium price of tea? Explain the effect on equilibrium quantity also through a diagram. As we know, coffee and tea are not substitutes, but coffee and tea are substitute goods. They are not complementary. Like one can be completely replaced by the other, and there is no interdependence. So they are substitute good. Now what happens? Here let us assume that the price of coffee increases. Suppose price of this one is increasing. It has increased. This will cause a shift in the demand curve for tea to the right. That shows an increase, of course, because people will start buying more of tea if coffee gets costlier. That can be shown in the figure here. D is the initial demand curve. S is the initial supply curve related to tea. Now E is the equilibrium where supply and demand intersect each other and are equal to each other. Simultaneously, OP is the equilibrium price and OQ is the equilibrium quantity of tea. Now what happens when the price of coffee increases? Demand curve for tea shifts forward as indicated by D1, this curve that shows an increase. Consequently, equilibrium price of tea increases from OP to OP1, and equilibrium quantity will also increase from OQ to OQ1. In case of price of coffee decreases, demand curve for tea would also shift to the left. Consequently, new equilibrium would indicate fall in equilibrium quantity as well as fall in equilibrium price. So this is what happens when the price of the substitute good increases or decreases. Next question. How do the equilibrium price and quantity of a commodity change when price of input used in its production changes? As we all know that factors of production are being used in the production process. Now what happens? They are also known as inputs, and the price paid to those input combines the total cost of that production process. So now when a change in the price of inputs, that will directly influence the equilibrium price and quantity of the commodity. How? Because an increase in price of inputs will raise the production cost, and it will lead to decrease in supply of that commodity. When the supply will go down, that will lead to a situation of excess demand. Whereas if the project is cost efficient, or when there is a decrease in price of inputs, that will lead to an increase in the supply, because the cost of production has gone down and there is a rise in profit margin. So then the supply will go up, and it might lead to a situation of excess supply, where the supply will go above the demand. So this is what happens and how it affects. The next question is, if the price of substitute, maybe there is a good Y, of good X increases, what impact does it have on the equilibrium price and quantity of good X? Suppose there are two goods, good X and good Y. They both are substitute goods. So what happens what impact it will have on the equilibrium price when there is when the price of substitute good increases? Since we already know that X and Y are being substitute goods, now if the price of X increases, demand for X will increase. There is a direct relationship because they are substitute goods. So if the price of one good increases, that one can be completely replaced by the other substitute good, which is comparatively lesser in terms of price, or is comparatively cheaper. And there will be a reduction in the demand for Y, because people will replace X for Y as they will switch to X. A certain similar kind of question we have already attempted earlier. Thus the demand curve will shift to D2 D2 from D1 D1. If the original demand curve is D1 D1, it will shift to D2 D2. At the existing price P1, there will be excess demand. Due to pressure of excess demand, the existing price will rise. Consequently, the new equilibrium will occur at E2, where the demand curve is cutting the supply curve and they are equal. Where the new demand curve D2 D2 intersects supply S1 S1, the new equilibrium price is P2, which is higher than P1, and the equilibrium quantity is Q2, which is higher than Q1. They both are higher than the original one. Now, as a result of increase in the price of substitute good Y, the equilibrium price of X will rise, and the equilibrium price of X will rise, and the equilibrium price and the equilibrium output of X will also be higher. So meaning to say, whenever there is a rise in the price of substitute good, another good's price will rise due to the attainment of a higher equilibrium position. Both the price and quantity will be higher because of the rise in the demand and as a result of the replacement. Further, compare the effect of shift in demand curve on the equilibrium when the number of firms in the market is fixed with the situation when entry exit is permitted. Now also there is this kind of question we have already attempted, but there is one condition being added here that the entry exit is permitted. Earlier it was fixed number of firms, but here one more condition has been added, that the entry exit is now permitted. So here there is a figure that you can see. It depicts the case when the number of firms is fixed. That is a condition of short run because the number of firms are fixed. As we know, short run is the time period when certain factor of productions are fixed and certain are variable. That is in terms of the factor of production. Here we are talking about the number of firms. So here the number of firms are fixed, and when the number of firms is not fixed, that is another condition, that will be a situation of long run where the entry and exit will be completely permitted. So here P is equal to minimum AC. This line, this point here that you can see, that represents the long run price line. Now D1 D1 and D2 D2 represent the demand in the short run and the long run. Okay. The point E1 represents initial equilibrium. Here you can see whether D1 D1 is cutting the S1 S1 supply curve, and they intersect each other, they are equal to each other at this point. Now let us suppose that the demand curve shifts under the assumption that the number of firms are fixed. Thus here, when the demand, there is a shift in the demand curve, but the number of firms are fixed, new equilibrium will be ES. This is the time period of, this is the short run period, where the supply curve S1 S1 and the new demand curve D2 D2 intersect at each other. This is the new equilibrium point ES. The equilibrium price is PS and the equilibrium quantity will be QS. Further on, now we'll analyze the situation when there is free entry and exit allowed. The increase in demand will shift the demand curve to D2 D2. The new equilibrium will be ES. It is now in the long run with the equilibrium price P is equal to minimum AC and the equilibrium quantity is QL. Now here you can see this situation, this point we are talking about, this point EL. Therefore, if we compare both the cases, we find that when the firms are given the freedom of entry and exit, equilibrium price remain the same. Equilibrium price is the same here, and the price is lower than the short run equilibrium price. If you go back here, see, here whereas the long run quantity, equilibrium quantity, which is QL, is more than that of the short run equilibrium, which is QS. Sorry, for that we need to go back here. So this is okay. So here equilibrium quantity is, sorry, long run equilibrium quantity is more than short run equilibrium quantity, whereas in terms of price the scenario is slightly different, or we can say opposite. Further on, similarly for leftward demand shift, it can be noted, like when there is a contraction of demand, it can be noted that in the short run price, which is PS here, is less than long run equilibrium price here. Whenever there is a backward shift, this is the equilibrium which is attained. So the corresponding price level is this PS, which is less than the equilibrium price level. And the short run is less than the long run equilibrium price, and the short run equilibrium quantity, which is QS, is less than long run equilibrium quantity, which is QE. This has to be QE, that needs certain revision here. So the quantity is less than, so both price and quantity are less than the equilibrium prices and quantity correspondingly. Explain through a diagram the effect of a rightward shift of both demand and supply curves on equilibrium price and quantity. Now there's a situation given. So as a result, equilibrium price remain unchanged. When both demand and supply of a commodity increases, the equilibrium quantity will increase, but equilibrium price may or may not be affected. there may be following three situations where the equilibrium price will remain the same if the demand and supply of commodity increases in equal ratio. So when there is an increase, suppose the demand curve shifts rightward from DD to D1 D1, and similarly for supply curve from SS to S1 S1, but they have increased equally in equal ratio, then in that case price would remain the same. As you can see, there is a straight line showing no change. Whereas in the next condition, equilibrium price will rise if both demand and supply increases, but increase in demand is more than increase in supply. As you can see, SS has shifted to S1 S1, DD curve has shifted to D1 D1, but the change in supply is lesser as compared to change in demand. Demand curve has shifted more. There is an increase in gap. There is a comparatively higher shift in demand as compared to SS or the supply curve. So when there is an increase in demand that is more than increase in supply, equilibrium price will rise so as to establish the new position of equilibrium. So here, as you can see, there is a rise in price from P to P1. What happens when the equilibrium price when both demand and supply are increasing, but increase in demand is less than increase in supply? Equilibrium price will fall. Here you can see that DD curve has shifted from DD to D1 D1, and S or the supply curve has shifted from SS to S1 S1, but increase in supply is more than increase in demand. There is a further huge gap in the supply curve showing increase in supply. So comparatively, this is higher than this gap or shift. So in this situation, there will be a fall in price so as to establish the new equilibrium position. Equilibrium has shifted from E to E1 with corresponding reduction in price level from OP1 to OP. So these were a few questions that we dealt in our today's class. You can also join my live classes at mivatutorials.com. The web link is given right here. We are dealing in these subjects at UG and PG level. Till then you explore and just add up your expert comment in the comment section below. Take care. Goodbye.